Doo-doo. Yo, what's going on, traders? Hope you guys had a great weekend. It's showtime! As Coin said, good to see you guys in here. We got the fellas, Coin, Jonathan, Elijah. Got everybody in here this morning. I hope you guys are doing well and had a great weekend. Jonathan, I'll say something. I know things were crazy for you as far as getting CMEG set up and not having the right equipment, all that stuff going on. So we can probably get you a few days back that you lost. I'll talk to him about it. But are you all good and set up with CMEG and ready to rock and roll? Really excited for you, man. It's going to be a good time. This morning, a few stocks I'm looking at. I'm actually currently in one right now. We're going to go over that one as well. Hope you guys killed it on Friday. Was not here. Was out swinging some golf clubs. And like I said, I had to pull out a few mulligans here and there, but ended up not being too bad. It's good time. Good times. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into today, guys. The market is actually looking very, very good, of course. We are at all-time highs. Thinkorswim not working, as usual. Getting the spin wheel of death here. How'd you guys do on Friday? Friday, you trade NTNX short, long VVPR. Nice $2 run up. That was a scanner play. Scanner day, it sounded like. Yeah, NTNX, we're certainly going to be going over that one here this morning as well. What is going on? All right, bear with me, guys. Let me call my IT man. All right, you guys just watch the scanners just for a second. I'm going to get Thinkorswim back loaded on up. A few plays I want to take a look at this morning. NTNX is certainly one of them. That play got very overextended on Friday. Not only Friday, on Thursday as well. So NTNX is one we're going to look at. The market is still hitting all-time highs, so we are looking pretty as far as the market goes. The overall sentiment of the market. Gap up watch list. What's going on with the gappers this morning? Elijah, what are you trading this morning? I know Elijah's on these gappers. Not a whole lot going on this morning with the gappers, though. A lot of them are look like buyouts or reverse splits. WKHS. Yeah. Good one. Nice. Yeah, that's one we're going to go over too. Yeah, WKHS is a good one. They came out with some news this morning, WKHS. They announced a strategic partnership with Hitachi. Strategic partnership. Those are some keywords you want to look for in some of those headlines. WKHS, not only that, this stock has really been holding that $15 area, and we're about to look at it right now. WKHS, this is a pretty looking chart, and really overall, I'm kind of long on it. 1770 resistance to break. Yep. Let's take a look at WKHS. This one is not looking bad. 1780. Yeah, right up to this trend line. Look at that. I did not draw this trend line this morning. We keep these trend lines drawn, guys. WKHS not looking bad. So let's take a look left of the chart, as we always do. Take a look at its past chart history. And we've been all over WKHS. All over it. All right, 15 is very solid support. It ended up holding that area. We got a little breakout. And now consolidation. And now we're going to have that 1780. $17.80, $18 area that it needs to break through. Can today be the day? Can today be the day? So it's actually holding up pretty well right here, right at the moment. 1754 is that kind of 90 EMA that's holding at the moment, looking not too bad. Kind of consolidating here. Be a comfortable trade. I want to see what this one's going to do. WKHS, we know the personality of the stock. If you've been in this room every single morning in pre-market, we know the personality. What does the stock do every day? Well, what did it do on Friday? It sold off, found its feet around 10:30, 10:45, 11 o'clock. It turns around. It does that every single day, except that day. Most days, this is what it does. Here's another day. Sell off, find its feet, turns back around. So most of the time, WKHS, this one does selling off. Way back here. Sell off, finds his feet, turns around. This next day. See, guys, see how every single day this opens up red? WKHS. These first few candlesticks at the open are all red. WKHS usually opens red most of the time. So just keep that in mind, and it's going to be opening up at that resistance. Elijah just said 1770. And most of the time this does open up red. So just keep that in mind. Here's the trend that we have playing on WKHS though. Pretty nice trend to it. So let's keep that in watch. I'm going to extend that to the right. Yeah, we got nice support. I'm going to be about a point off of it. If it does end up selling on off a little quick out of the gates, we'll have support right about a point off. So WKHS, yep, absolutely. Certainly one we're going to keep on watch. We always have this one at least on the back burner. Watching GPS for a possible short today. Long on dip, yep. Coin, agree with that. Jonathan, do you guys usually have stocks that are always in your watch list that you keep for consistent money like WKHS? I'll let you guys answer that. Yeah, for me, I just become familiar with some of these names, and then, yeah, becomes a little easier to trade them. Brad in the house. Yo, what's going on, man? What is going on, Brad? What you watching this morning, Brad? Yeah, I like this too, coin. Pretty much this pink line here, 1750s, where it's opening up at. It's not bad. Yeah, I like this history on it too. Around 1850 or 1770s. Just 1 second, guys. 19s. Yeah, I like GPS. I like this also that we've had a couple upper shadows the last couple days. So we'll watch that one out of the gates too, like Coin brought up. PTOM, possible dip buy looking strong. But Jonathan, yeah, that's a good idea always to keep on watch. Watch that video I did on making a pre-market watch list, like the last one I did. You're just always keeping some of the stocks that had most recent moves and are still good ops on both the long and short side, and that's been WKHS, for instance. This has had good ops on both sides of it, long and short. It's been respecting support, it's been respecting resistance. So then you get familiar with that, and then you can just keep playing it like a fiddle. All right, let's continue down the list. NTNX, that's one I do want to get into. I know you trade that one on Friday, coin. It's not looking bad this morning. Not looking bad. So this is what I was looking at with NTNX. The last few days, this one, kind of on Thursday, after hours is when it popped up. So Thursday closed 2170. It's up quite a bit at the moment, as you guys are quite aware. I was looking in this past chart history left, as we always do, 3 types of analysis: fundamental, technical, and trader analysis. Looking at the 10-year chart, because I wanted to look at this volume day that it had. This is something I love to do when I'm looking left of the chart. The volume that it had on Friday, 68 million shares traded. I mean, this one was quick, fast, not respecting this 200-day at all. 2520. So I was trying to find another day very similar to this day. So I'm looking back, looking as far as I can. And closest thing I found to it was pretty much when it IPO'd. It had 2 very large green days back to back, and then it started selling off. That's the only thing I could really find that's similar to the type of volume it just had. So could it have day 2 strength? Yeah, it could. I like NTNX a lot because pretty much we're day 2 of a hangover type of setup that I really like to trade. We're really overbought. It wouldn't surprise me at all if we start seeing some profit taking. So NTNX, I'm certainly going to be trading this one today. But we got to keep risk in mind. That's what we are, day traders, managers of risk. What are gamblers? They just focus on profit. They're just spinning that wheel, baby. Come on. Let me get that double diamond or whatever it's called. Yeah, that reminds me. I literally went to Vegas and spun a wheel a couple times. Didn't make anything. And then someone sat down right after me. Literally sat down right after me. And I looked at the machine. and they spun the wheel once and they hit the jackpot, like thousands of dollars. I was like, ugh, forget it. It was awful. So NTNX, I like this one for this type of setup. You guys know this is what we do. We look for overbought conditions leading into a stock being a little light on volume. Little light on volume in after hours and pre-market. Not much coming in. These guys that were buying it up in that overbought day, they were expecting a gap up over the weekend. And guess what? They ain't getting it. They ain't getting that gap up. So we will likely see some profit taken. NTNX, that's one I want to watch out of the gates. Probably 28.50s. I'm going to be trading against that over under, because if this thing starts finding some strength and does kind of what I did when an IPO with it, similar type of volume, I don't really want to get in the way of it. So 28.50s over, underish. I'll let it pop up through it. If it sustains it, we'll probably get out of it in TNX. But I like this one against that. All right, actually the one I'm in right now, looking pretty at the moment. GNW. Now, normally I don't trade stocks in pre-market. I couldn't help myself with GNW. I'm in this at 347 at the moment. Probably not be a bad idea to lock in a little bit here, which I'm about to do, I think. Yeah, all right, there we go. And I'm gonna lock in half right here and let the rest keep rolling on GNW. Couldn't help myself. GNW, this is a very fast move. What we look for, faster the move, the better. The steeper the trend, the weaker it's going to be. Steeper, weaker. Guys, it rhymes. You got to remember that. Steeper, weaker. So GNW, this very fast move up to this resistance line. Let's look left of the chart. I looked left and I was like, man, this thing is sitting right at resistance. I mean, this is exactly what I look for. So here's the resistance that I drew on at 370s. Man, this is tough across the board on GNW. At 370s. Looks like 345-ish is going to be that. It's already coming under that as well. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if this would kind of be short sell on pops at the moment anyways, against 370s. It just looks weak and heavy, and this is not a chat room type of play because look at the float here. GNW's got a float of 500 million, so it's going to be a slower type of play. That's kind of what I like, slow and easy. So that's what kind of drew me in. It's not a really low float stock. Okay, I like that. I didn't really see any news on it this morning. It's coming right up towards resistance. I couldn't help myself. Didn't get it this morning, Elijah. Took off without you. That's all right. That's good discipline. All right, so that's kind of the idea here on GNW. Locked in a little bit. Going to let the rest kind of run out. But what I will, I probably will be shorting pops against 370 if this thing starts curling back around. All right, 9:14. Let's continue down the list. All right, NIO. NIO's not bad. NIO is not bad. Still watching this one, coin. I know you were killing this trade when this thing was running on up. It's kind of backside at the moment. But here's what I like. Hear me out. Hear me out. Here's what I like with NIO. The ascending triangle that it ended up breaking out last week, that's going to be support. You know, prior resistance turns into support. It had an offering. Yeah, offering 88.5 million. Priced at $17, so that's kind of where it's at. Come on, coin, you kill me. You kill me. Yeah. Offerings change things. I still want to be. I've never been short on something that comes out with an offering. It'd be amazing. Would be amazing. But most of the time that happens in after hours pre-market. So. Yeah, well, if it didn't have that offering, we had pretty solid $16 support. Never mind. All right. But if NIO gets very, very fast still, may consider it. The faster, the better. If there's a lot of longs panicking out of this, shorts jumping into it, SSR turns on. If it gets very fast, I may still consider it. May still consider it. But it will be for a scalp, obviously. NTNX, you're already in that at 28 bucks. Nice, yeah. Come on, coin. Come on, coin. You're dropping this thing. You're sinking the ship without us. Sinking the ship. These red candles are all coin right here. All right, yeah. So there's one more I'm looking at this morning. We'll go over everything. What was the one you brought up just a little bit ago? Coin. That was a nice short. GPS. Yeah, that one's not bad either. Yeah, DKS, Dick's Sporting Goods. I kind of like this one as well. Not as much as NTNX, but DKS on Friday was kind of short on pops. Short on pops. Let's take a look left of the chart. Yeah, we're kind of forming somewhat of a descending triangle. Pop and then consolidate and have form like lower highs. You see this upper shadow here, lower high. It's getting a little weak. So DKS, I kind of like this on pops. It had a pretty strong day. Last few days up from 45. So I'll just be keeping it on watch. Kind of back burner play DKS. I want to see if it gets some pops on it. I will look to kind of scale into it a little bit. Probably against like that. Couple areas we could play it against. 55 initially, 57. Elijah, you got INBX on watch. There's been a bit of insider buying them. Look to bounce off of 1765. Recent IPO here. Yeah, this just IPO'd like last week. It's a thin name. Very thin. Very, very thin. Size accordingly if you guys trade it. RKT. RKT getting a little perky. See what we got going on here. Did this one just IPO too? Getting no history on it. Yeah, RKT's got somewhat of this cup and handle pattern on it. You guys familiar with that? Cup and a little bit of a handle to it. So, if you guys are trading this, just understand your risk on it. Understand the trend that it's on with this cup and handle pattern. Recent IPO as well. We got kind of $31 as resistance. But yeah, there's definitely some volume here. All right, I'm going to review some of the plays we went over this morning, guys, and then we're going to let her rip, Tater Chip. Okay, NTNX. Coin sinking this one for us. I like this one against 28. I'm messing with you. I like this one against 2850s. Closer it is to that area, the better for a tighter risk management. DKS kind of short on pops. We'll see what happens. What I mean short on pops. Look at Thursday. Look at Thursday. What happened? This was a short on pop. Scale in accordingly up to 57 and then fade the rest of the day. That's what I mean DKS. This is going to be a little heavy because of it's overbought. It's overbought. It's going to be heavy. Profit taken into pops. All right, GNW. I'm currently in this again at 347. It's my average price on it, and looking to short this against 370s. That resistance that we pulled up, very tough resistance on it. This is a higher float stock, 500 million, so it's going to be a little slower. All fine with me. All fine with me. And WKHS. This one, 1780s resistance. It's curling. It looks like it's going to be kind of breaking out here soon. We don't know if it's going to be today. But WKHS, usually sells off at the open. So let's watch that sell off, and like some of you guys were saying, let's start scooping her on up. Very nice chart here. Very nice chart on WKHS. 1650s is going to be that area that you got to watch if you're trading this on the long side, finding that dip. 1650s, look here, last few days, 1650s serving as support on Thursday and Friday. And not only that, we got the trend line at 1650. This trend line here. Let me zoom out. It'll be a little easier to see. Not that far. Here's a trend line. 1650s is going to be a good area. So that's kind of what I'm watching on WKHS as well, scaling against 1650s. I believe that's going to do it. Yeah, I'm really curious to see what kind of volume comes into NTNX at the open. Because look at this volume on Friday. God. Can you guys see that? I don't know what you guys can see. No, you can't see it. Let me move myself out of the way. All right, here is the volume on NTNX on Friday. Crazy volume. Like 2 million shares traded across a few minutes here and there. So, I'm very curious. What do we want with the volume? What do we want to happen? We don't want this crazy long volume coming into it to push it even higher. We want to just see profit taking volume. Alright guys, gotta go keep that wrist tight today. Yeah, any questions before we wrap it on up here? Any questions at all? If not, then let's get it, guys. It's going to be a good day. All right, guys, we will see you all first thing tomorrow.